Hi, so today I'm going to do my high school advice video, but when I did my video ideas, there was quite a lot of in a kind of high school series, and the one that I'm doing today, which you can see in the title, is Losing Friends. With this sort of topic, I felt like I had quite a lot to say about it, and I have had a few subscribers that have said to me before that, you know, they're not having such a good time with their friends, and and obviously I understand with that. Like, I guess I can't identify with everything because I haven't been through like everything that you might have. But I have obviously I've fallen out with my friends and stuff, and so I think if I've got any advice, I just want to try and help any of you if I can, because I think if you are going through something that's quite difficult, I think the best thing is to talk to someone and literally say everything to them, because this is getting on a bit to the advice bit, but basically I just think that it's best to talk to someone, and then it's best to just get loads of other people's ideas and opinions on it, I think, because then it can kind of make you see things from a bigger picture and a bigger perspective, and then you put things into perspective, and then it will help you have a better look on them. So anyway, I'm doing a video on that today, and I hope you like it. And hopefully you'll like this advice style, because this is the first sort of advice video that I've done. Right, if you feel like you have been friends with someone and you can feel that you are, slowly fading apart from each other, growing apart, I wouldn't say straight away do something about it, because if you do straight away, it's going to look like you're just so protective, and just because if you're really insecure about yourself, jumping at the first second, oh my god, are you going to leave? Don't worry, because I think you have to trust someone to be their friend. I think if there is no trust between yous, then what's kind of the point? I don't think you can call someone a best friend unless you trust them, because how are you meant to share things with someone you don't trust, or to say and speak your whole mind with someone that you don't trust? So you got to trust them enough. If they're that much of a friend that you're going to care about losing them, then you obviously must trust them. And if you trust them enough, then you trust that they're not going to just run away from you. So just see where it goes. But if it keeps going on for maybe a few days or so, then maybe you want to think about confronting them. Now, when you do this, this is all my opinion, by the way, just literally making it up from my head based on my own experiences. Obviously it's not professional, but I don't think I even have to say that. You clearly know. I'm just some 16-year-old girl sitting in my bedroom making a video. So yeah, but this is just it might help you in some way. I think it would help me. I would love watching advice videos. Anyway, so confronting face to face is always the best thing. I cannot explain how bad I think conversations over the phone, over text message, over the internet, just bad. They're literally, I hate the saying, recipe for disaster. I don't think they're good at all. Always face to face. And then when you do, maybe just go up to say, oh, I don't know if you've noticed, but obviously, we ain't been getting along that too great lately, but, I would like to sort it out if we can, so different we can talk, and see what they say. And if they say, no, I don't, and stuff, just try to just work on it, keep doing your part, because sometimes when you give up, they can sense you've given up, they give up, and then if there's no one working on the friendship, it's just going to fall apart. So, keep on trying if they say no. And if it carries on, that's the thing, if you notice there's a problem, obviously they must notice that there's a problem too, and so they'd want to speak to you. And then when you do, literally try not to argue, do not get to a fight, because I've had friends of mine, they've got into literally a physical fight, and it has not gone good at all. So just try and keep calm and listen to what the other person say. There's nothing worse than if they're trying to say something, you're trying to say something, and you just keep interrupting each other. You're never going to get anywhere. And I think there's only so many times you can do this. If you keep pulling up this friend about every little thing they do, then they're just going to get bored of it. They're going to think that you don't trust them and everything. So only really confront someone if you think that it's needed. And and just do it calmly. So then, say if you do, it comes to it that you can't fix it, you can't solve it, and you lose in them. I think try and think to yourself, do you miss them because you miss them? Like you miss your friendship, the way you used to be together, like what you got from them, like say the having someone to talk to, someone to be with. Do you miss them, or is it that you just miss having someone to stand with? Kind of like, because if you might feel stupid standing alone, so you stand with them. I mean, I know before, like when I talked about the whole, when Rachel and Jess was into music, I wasn't having fun lunchtimes, but I thought, surely this is better than sitting on my own, is what I thought in my head. So I just stood there. I wasn't having a good time, it's just someone to stand with. And I think what in year 9, when I was upset, it wasn't that I missed the people, I just missed having the group, being part of the group, just not having just one person to depend on. So there's a big difference in my mind about that. And so if you actually miss the person, then I guess it's more serious. But if you just miss having someone to stand with, then you've got to realise to yourself that it's better to stand alone than to stand with someone like the person that you're talking about. If they're being horrible to you, if they're being mean, all you've got to just think is trying to look at the bigger picture, trying to think that school, as unbelievable as it seems, and you're probably thinking, yeah, you're in year 12, like it's nothing for you, but literally I was so there once, and at the time it seemed like it was just awful, but I always tried to remember to myself that high school and school just was not going to last forever, that one day in a few years we're going to all leave, and then it's like none of this will even matter then, and that one day like your best friend is out there and you will find them, just like how people believe that you have soulmates as in, like, say, the people you're going to marry. I think that you have soulmates as in your friends. And so, you might find them when you're like 1 year old. Like your mum might be friends, you might grow up together. You might find them in secondary school. You might find them when you go to work. Like my mum didn't meet her best friend until she was like 24 and her friend was 20. It's like, just my mum would always say to me, like, so when I fell out of people, when I felt with Molly and I was upset and I was like, but I thought she was my best friend, my mum would just be like, you haven't found your best friend yet. And then I guess it's true, because I think that, like, now that I have. And I think a lot of the things that apply to actually like relationship between couples do apply to friendship. Sometimes just being around someone so much is too much. There's a saying, me and my friend was talking about it yesterday, and it doesn't apply to friendship, but I can turn it around to make it. The saying to do with couples is that, oh, this saying sounds so cheesy, it's that time apart makes the heart grow fonder, which basically means that when you don't see someone for a long time, that you won't decide to see them. When you see them, you make the most of it and you treasure it more, because you don't have a lot of it. And it's just being around each other so much, you get bored and irritable. You don't really value and appreciate the time that you spend together. It's just more, it becomes normal to you. You start taking it for granted, and it's when you start taking things for granted that they slowly start to slip away from you, I find. The saying, you never know what you've got until it's gone, I think that's true. And I think that you've got to also remember, when everything seems so terrible, that everything happens for a reason. Like, I'm not all religious, I don't really believe in, I think somehow, I don't know, please don't take this the wrong way, somehow my religious beliefs, I don't have one, but probably I take some of the ones from Buddhism and some ones from Christianism and kind of combine them. Like, yeah, I believe in things like karma and all things happening for a reason, but then I do believe in, like, if you kind of like pray for something to happen, then it might happen. I'm not saying I sit there with a Bible and I pray before I go to bed, but sometimes if I really am like, oh my God, I really want this to happen, and I believe that it can, then it does. So that's the thing, I'm not religious, but that's kind of my like views and stuff. So it's kind of like karma. Like, if you've had to suffer, you're going to reap the rewards one day. So yes, I didn't have, like, I lost all my friends in year 9, but then it's kind of like, I was paid back. I got a best friend out of losing my group. I got a best friend out of it, and that to me is like more than enough being paid back to me. To just think like, yeah, someone made you unhappy one day, but that friend, they might get something back of them. Not necessarily from you, but just from life in general. And obviously everything happens for a reason. Like at the time, if you would have asked me, are you glad this is happening to you, like in year 9, are you happy that you've lost all your friends and now it's just you and one girl sitting on a bench for the whole year? I think I would have said no. Like I would go back to the group like that. But now that it's all over and I've moved on, and it wasn't just a few months, as I said, it was literally 9 months, and that's a long time with one person. I am so thankful that it happened. It's like, if that hadn't happened, like me and Jess we might not be the way of each other that we are now. I might not value things the way that I do, because if I had never known what it's like to have everything taken away from me, I would never know how lucky it feels to have the things before they're taken away. I think now, like you being the one in a fallout, if you're the one that's getting the most hurt, you're the lucky one in a way. You're not the lucky one at the time, but I'd rather be the lucky one for the rest of my life than the lucky one in that moment, because it's kind of, yeah, at the moment, you're the one that's upset and sad and crying, and they're the one with, like, you know, all these friends, and they're getting all this popularity or like this something for themselves to like think, yes, I've made you upset. But in their life, if they're just going to think they can get their own way like that, they're never going to get anywhere. But you have got, like, it'll make you a stronger person. When real big issues come along, you're going to be able to deal with them so much better, and you're going to have a better outlook on things. And so yeah, I'm really appreciative that it did happen. And you know, but at the same time, if you've been friends with someone forever and you never had a fallout, it doesn't mean that, you know, you won't be able to deal with things. It doesn't mean that at all. But I just mean there's always something good that comes from something bad. And, you know, maybe you're falling out with this person, maybe you wasn't meant to be friends because something that's controlling this is making way for your new best friend to come along. Like, that might have led you to like a bad place, like you might have fallen into bad traps and influences, but that's what saved you from all that. It doesn't just happen for nothing, I believe. It happens for a reason, and I don't know if any of you believe that, but it does. And so just at the time, just try and think that, like, keep yourself busy. Like, don't keep it to yourself. Like, don't bottle everything up inside, literally. Like, tell your mum or tell your dad or your sister or your brother or something. Like, tell everyone everything, because if you keep a little piece to yourself, then it's not going to make sense. They're trying to advise you. How can they advise you when they don't know it all? I'm not talking about now, because obviously I don't know each of you, but this is my general advice. But for your family, if they're going to give you one-on-one advice, they need to kind of know the whole story. If you've done things wrong too, don't hide that from your family, because then they're going to be completely biased and think that, oh, well, you're not doing anything wrong, it's all them. But obviously if you've done something bad, then, like, you should say, because otherwise their advice never going to make sense, never going to help you. So just be truthful and honest. And that way, it's kind of like all these sayings, just for, like, stupid sayings, but I find they're true. Like, it's a weight off your shoulders telling someone. Like, when two people carry something, it's lighter. So if two people carry this is the worst one. A problem halved is a problem shared. No, problem shared is problem halved, or something like that. But it's true. Just, like, you know, then they can help you, and just think that just keep busy, like, do homework. Like, yeah, you're not going out with your friends on the weekend. Yeah, you've got no one to hang around lunchtime, but you will benefit from this in the end. Think that this isn't the whole world. This is not going to last forever. One day you're going to leave, you're going to go on and you're going to do like better things, and probably a lot of people that put you down. And yeah, I mean, mine was nothing compared to what I hear some people go through. It's awful, but, you know, just always try and think of the positives. However hard that may be, just think like, this is good, this is good, this is good. And you never know that out of losing your friends, you might meet your best friend, and that one person can make all the things you went through worth it. Because, like, I know surely for me that if someone has said, like, yeah, I could have never fell out of any friends, could have had a perfect year 9, I would not have had to worry, nothing like that, but that I would still be kind of a person with a few friends but no one really close, or I could have had it the way I had it and now have a best friend like the one I have. Definitely, like I don't even have to think about it. And I know some of you might be watching and think, well, it's easy for me to say I've got a best friend now, but it's, it's like everything will work out in the end. There's another saying, I know I'm full of sayings, but it's just ones I've heard, that if it's not okay, then it's not the end. Like when it's the end, everything will resolve itself. So just like look at it this way, like 2 weeks or 2 months might seem a lot, 2 years even, but compared to maybe a life of 80 years, what is 2? Nothing. So yeah, just it will help you make new friends, and it will make you concentrate on your studies. Like I definitely improved a lot in them years, and yeah, it helps you not take things for granted. It helps give you a good perspective. It makes you a stronger person, and yeah, it's sad, and yeah, you might cry, but tell your parents or tell like someone, get their advice, like. And when the girls are walking past you and they're laughing, just literally ignore it. Think that you're the better person, because you're not the one resorting down and being that stupid and that pathetic to try and think that it's going to make your day happy to put someone else down. So think you are the better person, and yeah, or if they're saying mean things to you, like, just ignore it, let it go over your head. Think, what on earth does it matter? Why would I listen to somebody that wants to be mean? I don't like mean people. All I really want to do is help people. Like, this video will make me so happy if even one person says that it's helped them. It's like, when any friend has a problem, I will try and help them, and like, I think all of this, what I've just said, of like me wanting to try and help people, really just wanting to help people be better, it's all come from losing my friends. I know what it's like to lose a friend. I know what it's like to have one person. I know what it's like to have no one. Eat lunch by yourself for a year, not just a little bit, for a year. I know what it's all like, and it's awful. But I have seen the other side, so I've like been in it, and I've like come out of it, and who knows, that might not have even been the worst. I might be heading for a big fallout, but just like, I'm just going to not worry about that for now. I'll deal with it when it comes to it, and just carry on working and focusing on the friendships that you do have. As I said, good things come out of bad things, and just try and keep positive. Try and not think of negatives. Every one negative, think of 2 positives, and if you keep that mind looking in your head, then I hope you're okay. And any who's going through this bad time, just think it will be over. Just try not to worry about trying to think about, take your mind off it, listen to your music, anything. But don't really listen to sad songs when you're sad, it just makes you sadder. So yeah, okay, well, sorry this is a long video, and sorry I've had to make 2 parts. But yeah, okay, yeah, I hope you like this sort of video. I'm not trying to be like I know it all, but I just want to help any of you, because I know how horrible it is to lose your friends. But I just want to let you know that it is okay, like, in the end. So yeah, thank you for watching, if you've managed to watch this far. Yeah, and any views, good luck, and like, you will be fine. In the end, it will be fine. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.